Hey everybody. So today I was going to talk about my turn-ons and turn-offs as an INTP. I did not prepare for this video at all, so it's not going to be a comprehensive list. I actually just got off work and I'm heading home. But a lot of people can see NTs as arrogant because they're the one temperament that is very scientific in the way they choose someone, and they can be very particular about certain things. They also tend to find certain things distasteful, unlike the other temperaments, or more so than the other temperaments, like for example, over-sexuality and sexual promiscuity. A lot of NTs, not all, but a lot of NTs don't like it when girls dress too flashy or revealing, or when it just is apparent that they're just looking for attention or they want to show something off. That's not appealing to an NT. And this goes for women too. Female NTs will be turned off by guys who are kind of show-offs, and a lot of women are turned off by show-offs, but I think more so NT women. Anyway, so yeah, some people can see that as kind of arrogant. Some people thought I was arrogant, or whatever, for not liking strippers, for example. I have never in my entire life had an attraction to a stripper. Never. And it's just, I just can't get into a woman like that. I just can't get into her. Even if she is physically attractive, it's almost like I can't see her as physically attractive because it's just like this block. Like, I've always been the type of guy, you gotta have a personality, you gotta have character, you gotta, I don't know. Anyway, the NTJs are even more scientific about it. They are very, they usually have a list of cognitive and physical attributes that they will look for in a mate, and they have to meet all of those. So the NTJs are more picky, or even pickier. NTPs can get into this cycle, this mode where, well, I shouldn't say mode, but NTPs are susceptible to just kind of settling with the first person that shows interest, just to kind of get the whole mating problem out of the way, because really NTs in general are usually late with this kind of stuff. In fact, many won't even show interest in dating or anything in high school, or not until their college years, you know. They tend to be very focused on other things, really. I mean, anyway, tangent. Well, yeah, NTPs can have that problem where they just settle with someone because, hey, I've always wanted a relationship anyway. I'm happier in a relationship, so might as well. And they still like the person, obviously, but they're not as picky. I've become much more picky as I've gotten older, just more experienced and stuff. But I guess I was picky when I was younger too, but I would stay with the girl anyway because I just didn't want to deal with it. I didn't want to deal with, making her cry and breaking up with her. So NTPs can get caught in that kind of stuff where they just get stuck in a rut. They're comfortable where they are. They don't want to change things how they are. They want to, with certain things. NTPs like novelty. But with certain things, especially INTPs, they want to simplify their life as much as possible. That's why INTPs are minimalists, because they want to devote as much time to their own interests and hobbies and mental activity as possible. And the best way to do that is to simplify their life as much as possible. This is why INTPs tend to be pretty easy. They usually don't have high demands in a relationship. They're not hard to please. Like, anyway. So yeah, I was supposed to be talking about turn-ons and turn-offs, but I kind of went off on a tangent, didn't I? So yeah, NTs in general can be turned off by unintelligent women. It doesn't mean you have to have like a high IQ. That's not what that means. It's like most NTs are going to be turned off by a girl, let's say an Instagram model who posts like booty pics and stuff like that. Most NTs are going to be completely turned off by a girl like that. Whereas an SP probably won't mind. They'll probably still, go for that girl or whatever. An NT probably not going to go for a girl like that. Doesn't matter how attractive she is. That's just going to completely turn them off. So yeah, that's what that means when NTs tend to be turned off by unintelligent women. Let's face it, those women usually don't have much to offer in the world. I just realized it makes me sound like an asshole saying that, but it's true. That's what they know how to do. They know how to shake their ass. So that sounded really mean, Mike. You're a real a-hole. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm really not. Anyway, so yeah, NTs are going to be turned off by that. Also, NTs tend to be very private about their sexuality, and they also tend to not like public displays of affection or publicly saying I love you and stuff like that. And you shouldn't take it personally, because NTs are all about their personal autonomy. It's just how they are. They want that kind of stuff to be private and between the person they love. It's also why NTs tend to be the most loyal types. If you want a loyal person, find an NT, because if they've decided on you, that means they're going to stick with you. That means they have put a lot of thought into that, oftentimes scientific thought into it, and you can trust them. You can, for the most part. Obviously, there's exceptions, but for the most part, if you want to find someone who's trustworthy, go for an NT. They also tend to be really big on self-control and self-respect and things like that. Also reasons some people can see them as arrogant. But, yeah. So a lack of self-control and self-respect is going to be a major turnoff to an NT. Okay, so turn-ons. What are some of my turn-ons? As an INTP, it's much easier for me to think of negatives than positives for whatever reason. This is the way my brain works. It works by deduction. So it's harder for me to think of turn-ons than turn-offs. Let's see. Turn-ons. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, guys. I can tell you things I'm turned off by. I guess I'm turned on by a girl who's not superficial, who's not like too into her looks. Some girls are so into their looks, it's just a complete turn off. Can't get into them. I mean, there's been like supermodel women that have showed interest in me, but they they don't do it for me because I'm not into that overly cosmetic look where everything about you is groomed in some way, and you have some sort of plastic surgery maybe, and that's just, you're way too into your appearance. That's a huge turn off to me. I can't do it. I can't do it. I actually tend to like more minimalist women. Too much makeup's a turn off. See, I'm still talking about turn offs. What's a turn on, Mike? Get with the picture here. What's a turn on? Actually being interested and showing interest in my interests, even if maybe you're not interested. Showing interest, being a good listener, not being too into yourself, not too self-absorbed, not too flashy. Some girls, you can tell, they just want attention, and women who are confident with themselves. They don't constantly need a guy. They don't need, to constantly have 10 guys chasing them at all times to feel good about themselves. That's sexy when a girl is confident like that. Confident in herself. It doesn't have to act. It doesn't have to act like bitchy. Some women think they have to act bitchy and put on all these other shows because deep down they're lacking confidence in themselves. Which is fine. Everyone has insecurities, but That's a turn on to a guy. A lot of people don't realize that confidence is sexy, not just with guys, but with women too. Real confidence, you know, not the fake kind. Anyway, so yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you continuing to support me and watch my videos. And see you guys later.